Hi, and welcome to our webinar on what to choose, Inergen or FK5112. Today we are diving into an important decision which will impact the safety and protection of your assets. Choosing the right fire suppression system is vital and is often a complex decision. In this session, we'll explore the key differences between Inergen fire extinguishing systems and systems using FK5112, assisting you to make the right choice designed to your specific application. But let's start by exploring the advantages and disadvantages of these two types of fire suppression technologies. By the end of this webinar, you'll have the knowledge you need to make an optimized decision in supporting your fire safety strategy. But let's start by introducing myself. My name is Lars Lerche, and I'm delighted to be your host for this webinar today. For the past 8 years, I've had the privilege of working as a specialist at FireReader, a leading and recognized brand in the fire suppression industry. In addition to my professional role, I'm actually also a part-time firefighter. During this webinar, I'll be your guide as we explore the differences between Inergen fire extinguishing systems and systems using FK5112. And thank you for joining us, and I look forward to an informative session. Today's agenda. First, we'll have a short presentation of FireReader, then which technique to choose, Inergen or FK5112, then understanding the importance and factors to consider, then an in-depth analysis of the two technologies, pros and cons, and a summary at the end. But first, a short presentation of FireReader. FireReader is founded in 1974. It's based in Hillerød in Denmark. FireReader has been a pioneer and industry leader in fire protection solutions for nearly 5 decades. In 1984, we achieved a significant milestone by inventing Inergen systems and innovative fire extinguishing technology. And since then, we have remained 100% dedicated to fire protection solutions, specializing exclusively in fire extinguishing systems using Inergen. What sets FireReader apart? Well, quality. We are known for the uncompromising quality of our products and services. Innovation. Our commitment to innovation ensures that our solutions are at the forefront of fire safety technology. Safety. Safety is at the core of everything we do, prioritizing the protection of our customers' valuable assets. Sustainability. We embrace a sustainable approach, offering environmentally friendly fire extinguishing solutions. Service excellence. We strive to deliver the best service to all of our customers through a global network of authorized partners. We take pride in our global presence, reaching customers around the world through a network of dedicated partners. Choosing FireReader extinguishing systems, you're not just investing in proven technology, you're choosing a future-proof and sustainable solution that prioritizes safety and environmental responsibility. Our offer to the market is Inergen, reliable and sustainable fire extinguishing within 40 seconds. What to choose, Inergen or FK5112? When comparing Inergen and FK5112, it's important to address some fundamental questions. These questions will help you address the specific needs and priorities of your business when it comes to fire protection. But first you have to ask yourself what the impact of a devastating fire would be. How would a fire affect your business, both in terms of property damage and business continuity? And what are the potential consequences for your employees, customers, and stakeholders? And talking about sensitivity to firefighting agents, what type of operating equipment, warehousing, installations, etc. are sensitive to traditional fire suppression agents such as water, foam, or chemical agents? Understanding the importance. If you look at implications of operational disruptions, in order to understand the importance, there are some questions that you need to ask yourself. What would be the impact of operational disruptions due to fire incidents or fire suppression system activations? And how would downtime affect your production, your services, or revenue? And when it comes to cost of cleaning up and responsibility, what is the estimated cost of cleaning and restoring your protected area after an activation of a fire extinguishing system? And who will be responsible for covering these costs? And have you considered the financial implications? Addressing these questions will enable you to make an informed decision when choosing between Inergen and chemical agents. Each system has its pros and cons. But before we begin to compare the two types of systems, let's start by looking into the characteristics of the systems. And how does an Inergen system work? Inergen is an inert gas consisting of nitrogen, argon, and carbon dioxide. Inergen is an extinguishing agent released as a total flooding method, resulting in a three-dimensional extinguishing effect. Releasing Inergen to the protected area will decrease the oxygen content and suffocate the fire without leaving residue or causing damage, making it suitable for protecting sensitive equipment and occupied areas. It's an environmentally friendly and safe alternative to traditional firefighting methods. And how does an FK5112 system work? FK5112 is a chemical compound and belongs to a group of fire suppression agents known as clean agents. It's designed to quickly extinguish fires in areas where water or traditional firefighting foam may be ineffective or damaging to sensitive equipment, such as computers, servers, data centers, and other critical electronic or valuable assets. It works by removing heat from the fire, disrupting the combustion process, and extinguishing the flames. This makes it suitable for use in various applications where rapid fire suppression without leaving residue is required. FK5112 is per definition a PFAS. What is a PFAS? A PFAS stands for per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances, a group of synthetic chemicals known for their resistance towards heat, water, and oil, and others. They've been widely used in products like firefighting foam, stain and water-resistant fabrics, non-stick cookware, and more. However, the use of PFAS are concerning due to their persistence in the environment and potential health risk, leading to increased regulations and efforts to phase them out in various applications. What we know for sure: PFAS will be phased out. Let's discuss the phase-out of PFAS, or per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances. As I said before, FK5112 falls under the category of PFAS. One significant development is that one of the largest PFAS suppliers has announced their intention to exit production and completely discontinue the use of PFAS across their product line by the end of 2025. While PFAS is still allowed for certain applications, it's worth noting that the refilling and expansion of installations using PFAS may pose challenges in the future. Historically, during previous phase-outs of damaging firefighting agents, like for instance halons, regulations became progressively stricter over time. Additionally, it's important to mention that the availability of PFAS varies by country. Moving on to FM200, it's also in the process of being phased out. This is primarily due to its environmental impact, particularly its contribution to global warming. It has started with a 10% reduction in 2022 and will eventually be reduced by 85% by the end of 2037, according to the schedule outlined in the American Innovation and Manufacturing Schedule. In-depth analysis: Inergen versus FK5112. This is a schematic presentation highlighting the similarities and differences between the two types of fire extinguishing technologies. This visual overview offers a comprehensive look at the two techniques. Inergen fire protection utilizes an inert gas, IG541, to displace oxygen, preventing combustion. It's a gas-based suppression technique. FK5112 works by removing heat from the fire, disrupting the combustion process, and extinguishing flames. Inergen systems leave no damage to process equipment or building materials, as they do not produce residues or causes corrosion. FK5112. Numerous organic and inorganic materials are sensitive to thermal decomposition when exposed to certain chemicals. For example, organic materials like polymers, paper, wood, and textile, as well as inorganic materials such as metals, ceramics, and glass, may not withstand thermal decomposition under certain conditions. No injuries upon exposure after fire extinguishing. Inergen is non-toxic, and people can safely remain in the protected area after fire suppression. FK5112 can be toxic after exposure to heat and fire. Environmental impact. Inergen has no environmental impact and a zero contribution to global warming potential and contains no PFAS. FK5112. It has environmental impact and contribution to global warming potential. No downtime or revenue loss due to follow-up damage. Inergen systems reduce the risk of follow-up damage and require minimal downtime and revenue loss after a fire. FK5112. It requires cleanup and cleaning after activation. Suitable for use in manned spaces. Inergen is suitable for use in areas with people present, ensuring their safety due to its non-toxic nature. FK5112, it's approved for use in manned spaces, but due to recent investigation that has confirmed the presence of PFAS, there are concerns. Opportunity for full-scale testing with persons present. Inergen systems allow for full-scale testing with people present, as the gas is non-toxic. FK5112, no, because it's a PFAS which is harmful to humans, and there will be a need up for cleaning up after activation. Inergen, there is typically no need for cleanup after Inergen system activation, as it leaves no residues. FK5112, yes, there is a need for cleanup. 2D or 3D suppression. Inergen is a three-dimensional fire suppression solution that fills the entire room, including cabinets and server racks. FK5112 behaves in a similar manner as Inergen. Global warming potential and PFAS. Inergen has no global warming potential and does not contain PFAS, making it environmentally friendly. FK5112 contains PFAS and has a global warming potential effect as 1 to 3,000. We have created a short video demonstrating the functionality of Inergen systems. Stay tuned to gain valuable insights. Let's see it here.
Fire Eater ensures customized fire protection solutions of the highest quality. Inergen is a sustainable fire suppression solution exclusively consisting of natural elements from the air we breathe. 52% nitrogen, 40% argon, and 8% CO2. A blend that extinguishes fire without consequential damage to the protected area, people, or the environment. You can choose between two different systems, a single or a multi-zone system, depending on the area or object to be protected. The single system, also called a standalone system, protects one single room, whilst the multi-zone system, also called a directional valve or SV22 system, protects several zones at the same time, with a shared cylinder bank dimensioned to protect the largest zone in the protected area. The standalone system consists of a cylinder with a hand wheel valve, a discharge IV8 release valve with pressure gauge for monitoring, a solenoid with electrical activation, as well as hoses, manifold, nozzles, and pressure relief dampers. In addition, the system has detection in the form of a smoke detector, control panel, alarm tableau, and discharge call point. In the event of an alarm on one of the two detectors, the ventilation in the room ceases immediately, while the alarm is awaited from the second detector in the room. After the activation of the second detector, the system will start a preset countdown. Here, after the solenoid activates and discharges the Inergen system, the Inergen will be released from the IV8 discharge valve and will travel through the discharge hose up to the manifold. Activation of the remaining cylinders will occur through back pressure from the manifold. The Inergen is discharged through a network of pipework to provide a uniform concentration of Inergen throughout the risk. In addition to the components in standalone, the SV22 system consists of a series of zone valves and a SV-CIV starter kit. In the event of an alarm, the SV22 system's first actions follow the same procedure as the standalone system until the Inergen system is activated. Subsequently, the Inergen will be released from the IV8 discharge valve and will travel through the discharge hose. The Inergen will open the relevant SV22 zone valve by the SV-CIV and 6mm stainless connected tube and thereby open the correct zone SV valve. The Inergen is then discharged through a network of pipework to provide a uniform concentration Inergen where there is a fire. It typically takes 40 seconds to extinguish the fire. This is achieved by lowering the oxygen level in the room from 20.9% to between 10 to 14.2%. The Inergen concentration is held within the risk, leaving no chance of further reignition. When the extinguishing is completed, the operation can be resumed without unnecessary downtime and consequential damage to either inventory or the building. And most importantly, Inergen system is completely safe for people. After a fire, the standalone and the SV22 system can be easily restored as well, so that it is ready next time an incident could occur. Fire Eater. No fire, no danger, no damage.
Pros and cons. Inergen fire extinguishing systems. Effective and reliable in confined areas. Inergen extinguishes fire by lowering the oxygen level in the protected area from 20.9% to around 12.5%, depending on local rules. The low oxygen level suffocates the fire before it develops. No damage. This means that you avoid consequential damage to building, interior, stock, data and process equipment, etc. Sustainable and future-proof. Inergen consists of natural gases. There's no impact on the environment when a system is activated, and no chemicals are used. This makes the greenhouse effect neutral without any kind of impact on the ozone layer. We call this a sustainable solution, which also makes it future-proof. Minimal effect on your business. There's no cleanup, no stop of production after an activation of an Inergen system. If a fire occurs, the Inergen system is activated automatically and typically extinguishes a fire within 40 seconds and at the same time prevents reignition. We recommend that you ventilate the room afterwards, and when this is done, you can continue as if nothing had happened. Safe for people. It's completely harmless for humans to remain in a room when an Inergen system has been activated. You may find that you breathe a little deeper than you usually do. This is because your brain wants the same amount of oxygen as before the system was activated and the oxygen level lowered. It happens completely automatically, and most people don't even notice that it's happening. Cons. High cost. Inergen systems can be expensive to install and maintain compared to some other fire suppression options. Complex installation. Installation can be complex, and the system must be carefully designed for specific hazards. Limited to enclosed spaces. Inergen is not suitable for open spaces where the gas disperses before suppressing the fire. FK5112 fire suppression system. Pros. Look at the advantages at FK5112 as a fire suppression agent. It's electrical non-conductive. FK5112 is non-conductive, meaning it won't harm or damage electrical systems during discharge. This feature ensures the safety of both people and valuable equipment. It's true that it's non-conductive in its pure form. However, when exposed to heat, it produces a cocktail of unpleasant chemical compounds, including hydrogen fluoride. It becomes electrically conductive, so it's not recommended for securing battery rooms. Clean agent. FK5112 is a clean agent, which means it doesn't leave behind any residue or damaged surfaces after activation. This is crucial in environments where cleanliness and minimal post-fire cleanup are priorities, such as data centers and laboratories. Here is the same issue that it reacts when exposed to heat. It produces a cocktail of unpleasant chemical compounds, including hydrogen fluoride. Low footprint. The cylinders do not take up a lot of space in the room, but they need to be close to the protected room. Fast and effective suppression. FK5112 is known for its rapid and effective fire suppression capabilities. Cons. Now let's discuss some of the challenges and drawbacks associated with FK5112 as a fire suppression agent. Complex installation. One of the potential drawbacks of FK5112 is that its installation can be complex and may require careful planning. Ensuring that the system is set up correctly and effectively can be a detailed and sometimes time-consuming process. Difficult to create multi-zone systems. Creating multi-zone fire suppression systems with FK5112 can be challenging. This can limit its suitability for larger or more complex facilities where zoning is critical for targeting specific fire hazards. High costs. Another consideration is the cost associated with FK5112 system. The equipment and maintenance can be relatively expensive compared to some other fire suppression options, which may not be budget-friendly for all organizations. PFAS concerns. FK5112 is categorized as a PFAS. Due to growing environmental and health concerns related to PFAS, its use may come under scrutiny, and regulatory changes could impact its availability and use. Down or phase out. Like other fire suppression agents, FK5112 may phase down or even outphasing in the future. This means that its use might become restricted or even discontinued over time due to environmental or safety concerns. Requirement for a two-way pressure relief. FK5112 systems typically require a two-way pressure relief system to ensure the safe operation of the fire suppression system. This additional component can add complexity and cost to the overall system. We have now reached the end of this webinar, and I hope it has given you some thoughts to consider or answers regarding your choice of fire protection solutions in the future. The choice between Inergen and FK5112 systems depends on specific requirements, including the type of hazards you need to protect against, your budget, and your environmental concerns. But choosing FK5112, you also need to consider the cost of cleaning up. If you have any questions or you need further information, please feel free to contact me. Here is my contact information. And thank you for joining us today, and we hope this webinar has provided you with some valuable insights into making informed decisions about your fire protection systems in the future. Thank you for joining.